She stood in the marble lobby, her heels silent against the cold floor. A woman at the desk looked her over and said with a smirk, "You'll have to wait outside, AP." She was late by 60 seconds. What she didn't know, what no one in that room knew, was that the woman she dismissed wasn't just another visitor. She was the new CEO, and before the hour ended, every manager in that building would be gone. The words struck like a slap. "Wait outside, Ape!" She said it casually, as if her presence was unworthy of the air-conditioned lobby. She had arrived 1 minute past the meeting time, and in her eyes, that was enough to strip her of dignity. The other managers stood nearby, silent. Some glanced at her with thin smiles, others looked away, pretending not to notice. No one spoke up. She didn't argue. She didn't explain. She simply turned her eyes toward the tall glass doors and stood still. The lobby smelled faintly of polished wood and fresh coffee, yet the taste in her mouth was bitter. Her silence was heavier than any protest. Her name was Amara Lewis. She had built empires before, but never forgotten where she came from. She had grown up in a neighborhood where sirens filled the night sky, and dreams were often buried before they began. Her mother worked 3 jobs, her father gone too soon, and Amara carried those lessons like scars under her skin. She learned that dignity was not given, it was claimed. Years later, in boardrooms filled with men who doubted her, she held her ground. She was often the only black woman in the room, often spoken over, often underestimated. Yet she never raised her voice. She let her results speak, her silence sharpened into a blade no one could dull. She carried herself with calm resolve, remembering the faces of those who said she wouldn't last. Now, standing in this lobby, she felt the same old story playing out. A group of executives, blind to who she was, choosing arrogance over respect. But there was something they didn't know. This was her first day as the company's new CEO. The minutes dragged, whispers filled the air, and her silence grew heavier. One manager leaned to another and muttered, "If she can't show up on time, how can she expect to be taken seriously?" Their words stung the air like gnats. She did not flinch. Her mind drifted to her mentors, the teachers who saw her brilliance when no one else did, the community leaders who told her, "Never beg for respect, earn it, then demand it." Their voices echoed now. Finally, the elevator chimed. The chair of the board appeared, scanning the room. Her eyes widened when they fell on her. She hurried forward. "Ms. Lewis," she said, his tone shifting into hurried respect. "Welcome. We've been expecting you." The lobby went silent. The smirks faded. Confusion rippled across the managers' faces as the truth settled in. The woman they had dismissed, the woman they forced to wait outside, was the one who now held their futures in her hands. Amara turned, her gaze steady, her silence sharper than any speech. She walked past them, the click of her heels echoing like a drumbeat. She entered the boardroom, and the managers followed, their confidence fractured. She spoke only once, her voice calm but unyielding. "Respect is not a courtesy. It is the foundation of leadership. If you cannot offer it, you cannot stay here." The decision was swift. By the end of the meeting, every manager who had stood complicit in that lobby was dismissed. Not in anger, not in vengeance, but in justice. Her story spread far beyond the company walls. Some called her ruthless, others called her a hero, but the truth was simpler. She had reminded the world of a lesson too often forgotten. Silence is not weakness, it is power waiting for its moment. And when her moment came, she did not raise her voice. She raised the standard. So the next time someone tells you to wait outside your own destiny, remember Amara Lewis. Remember her silence. Remember her strength. Because sometimes the most powerful words are the ones never spoken.